Game 1 of the postseason is in the books, and the Blue Jays lose 3-1 to the Tampa Bay Rays. And this game was frustrating for a few different things. And before I start anything, I understand that this is this team's first playoff appearance. Basically, 3/4 of this team has never played a playoff game in the big leagues. I understand that. But there were a lot of things today that could have been avoided. For one, Matt Shoemaker got the start today, and he was spectacular through 3 innings of work. But then the big question mark arises. Why did Charlie take him out after 3 innings? Was it 2 hits or 1 hit that he allowed? Nothing really going. I think it was 35 pitches through 3. He was cruising. And they brought in Robbie Ray. Now, Robbie Ray was good, don't get me wrong. But why? Why did Matt Shoemaker come out? Well, he's on a pitch limit. It's the playoffs. All right? It's not game 61 of a 162-game schedule. That's not the case. He pitched 3 innings in his first outing. So why did you need him to come out of the game? The other thing that I didn't understand is Shoemaker against righties has been dominant. We talked in the preview about how Robbie Ray against lefties has been so dominant. In that 4th inning when Robbie Ray came in, 2 of the first 3 batters that he faced were right-handed batters. So why couldn't Shoemaker have gone? Instead, they bring in Robbie Ray, and he gives up a triple to lead off the 4th inning. And it's the speedster, Arizarena, and he flies. He got a triple, and then Robbie Ray got a strikeout, and we're like, oh, okay, this could be right. And he gets 2 strikes on Willie Adames, and we're like, okay, this is good news here. But then, he throws a ball in the dirt, and people are not going to blame Danny Jansen. People are going to blame Robbie Ray because he doesn't throw strikes and because he's wild, so it's his fault. It is Danny Jansen's fault why that ball got by. Well, how can you blame a guy because it was in the dirt? It's a fastball. It's not like it had any crazy spin, crazy curve on it. It was a fastball in the dirt, right at him. He just went down to block it late. And it went off his glove to the backstop. And Arizarena, that's a big name right there, comes in and scores to give them the 1-0 lead on a wild pitch. The way this game started, we're like, man, this is going to be a pitching duel, and they score on a wild pitch to get the lead. Now, after that, Robbie Ray settles right in, and it was absolutely cruising. He ended up going 3 innings, and he only gave up the 1 hit. It was the triple. And 1 walk, it was on the wild pitch, and he had 5 strikeouts. He was very good. But in the playoffs, things are magnified, especially against a great team. I read one of the comments on yesterday's video, and I think I said in the video as well. You cannot make mistakes against this team because they will kill you for it. And a pass ball comes back to hurt you, gives them the lead, gives Blake Snell the lead. And he ended up going 5 2/3. It was straight up electric. 1 hit, it was to Alejandro Kirk of all people. Walked 2 and struck out 9. Straight up dominated the Blue Jays. Now, to the Blue Jays' credit offensively, I will give them this. I counted 4 instances today. 4. Where they hit absolute rockets right at guys in key situations. I mean, not key. Bo Bichette's, first inning, he hit a rocket right up the middle, right at the shortstop Adames. But that's not just luck. That's playing, the way the scouting report says, up the middle. I think 2 happened for Bo Bichette, right up the middle. Another one, Grichuk, would have been a rip base hit and might have scored Kevin Biggio to make it a 1-run game. Instead, Adames makes a great play. The Blue Jays had opportunities late in this ball game to come up clutch, and the Blue Jays this year have been a very good team with hitting with runners in scoring position, but today they were 0 for 5. When you're 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position against this team, when you get your opportunities, which aren't very many, and you don't capitalize, they will kill you for it. Because in the bottom of the 7th inning, Manuel Margot faces off against A.J. Cole with Joey Wendell on base, and he hits a 2-run shot to make it a 3-0 game. But the Blue Jays, they're never out of a ball game. We all know that. Rowdy Tellez comes off the bench. And he hits a bloop single to center field. So hold on a second. You're going to tell me that him, Rowdy Tellez, and Alejandro Kirk were the only real guys to get hits to start off the ballgame? There might have been another hit sprinkled in there. Are you kidding me? But then Kevin Biggio rips a double, but there's one out, unfortunately. But hey, second and third now, one out. You got a chance to get into this ballgame, and Bo Bichette's at the plate. And he hits a soft line drive right at the right fielder, Arizarena. Of course, his name's going to come up all the time here. Try and make me pronounce it. Rowdy Tellez comes in safely. Looks like he's not favoring that knee at all, so that's good news there. Making a 3-1 ball game. Like I said, next batter, Randall Grichuk, hits an absolute rocket right at. Well, it was more or less in the hole, but he made a nice play. Did Willie Adames to end the inning. We go to the 9th inning, and this was one of the most frustrating at-bats that I saw today. And there were quite a few. Because they were chasing everything today. From Blake Snell's stuff to all the bullpen guys, they were just chasing everything. And it's a young team in their first playoff game. You kind of expect something like that. But Teoscar Hernandez comes up. The tying run with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at second base, who hits in one-out double. And we're like, okay, good things might happen here, right? You have the tying run out the plate, and you have 2 chances to win this ball game. At least tie the ball game. And Hernandez comes up and works a 3-0 count. Takes some tough pitches. I'm like, all right, this is a great at-bat here. 3-0. Ladies and gentlemen, you if you've ever played the game of baseball, even in your younger years, and you always learn that you never swing 3-0 unless you get the green light and if it's a meatball. But Teoscar Hernandez, it was at his letters. Almost. If not, it was. And he chases it to make it 3-1. I'm like, this is not good. Then Fairbanks throws I think it was like a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It was right down the middle, but he fouls it off. Then, curveball, down the middle. Watches it for strike 3. You see what happens when you start chasing. Look at Vladdy's at bat. He holds up there, doesn't strike out. He's on base. Then Gurriel doubles. You have the tying run at second. What if Hernandez walks? You have the bases loaded and nobody out. But they're getting over anxious. Again, guys who have never played in the big league playoffs. They're being over anxious, trying to do way too much. And they're getting out in big situations. And you lost this ballgame. People can blame Charlie Montoyo all they want. And I was going to do that because of the move he made to bring in Robbie Ray as early as he did. And I still think it was a bonehead move at the time. But that didn't kill your team. Because if you combine the two, they allowed 1 run, 2 hits, over 6 innings of work. Look at Blake Snell. He did just about that as well. But the Blue Jays offense couldn't do a damn thing. Now, Blake Snell's stuff is absolutely electric. His stuff is ridiculous. But I don't know how many times today I saw the Blue Jays chasing curveballs in the dirt. I'm not talking about low. I'm talking in the dirt. And yes, his stuff is good. But you've seen Snell before. It's not like you've never seen the guy. And he was electric. His fastball was playing. His off-speed was ridiculous. But you gotta swing at strikes. Great teams learn how to lay off tough pitches. And for the most part, they didn't do that today. We've talked all year long about how the Blue Jays have really not struck it out that much. They really haven't. They struck out 12 times today. 9 in the 5 1/3 of Blake Snell. So only three strikeouts the rest of the way. But it was a big strikeout from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and a big strikeout from Teoscar Hernandez in the 9th inning. So 2 of those 3 strikeouts happened in the 9th. Yes, you didn't catch many breaks. And I think it was, who was the other one that got a great hit, but it was run down by Margot in left field. I can't remember who that was that ripped a ball down the left field line. But they had some hard hit balls right at guys. But overall, not enough good at bats. Really not enough. How many pitches did Blake Snell have in those 5 1/3? Where is he here? That's for the Blue Jays. Now, ideally, he was throwing a lot of strikes, so I do give him that. But he threw 82 pitches in 5 1/3, which, isn't great, I guess. But no matter what, there was not enough hard contact. They weren't working Snell enough. He was throwing a lot of strikes, some missed pitches, and the Blue Jays were not capitalizing. That's the bottom line. You can blame A.J. Cole for the 2-run shot. You can blame Charlie Montoyo and the coaching staff for taking out, Shoemaker for Robbie Ray. But in the end, you had 1 run on 4 hits. A Kirk single that really led to nothing. A Rowdy Tellez single. A Kevin Biggio double. And a Lourdes Gurriel Jr. double in the 9th inning. That's it. You didn't get anything going there. And for the Blue Jays, it's not over. I hate to say it like this, people, but this is not over yet. People are going to say it's over, and that's fine, because those are either A, bandwagon fans, B, just negative fans in general, or C, just Tampa Bay fans, which I'm not really sure how many are out there. And I look at Game 2, which happens tomorrow evening. I think that's actually 4 o'clock first pitch, I think it is, tomorrow afternoon. Down at the Trop. Hyun Jin Ryu's on the mound. Don't expect him to come out in the 3rd inning. Now, the Jays are facing Tyler Glasnow, who has stupid stuff. So, his year, I don't think he's pitched as well as he usually does. No, 4.08 ERA, which is not what we usually see out of Tyler Glasnow, but he still has 91 strikeouts in 57 innings. So that is insane. But if you're the Blue Jays, to be a great team in the league, you have to fight against great pitchers. Now, this is a learning curve for this young squad. I understand people are going to hate me for saying that, but it is. You just got absolutely stymied there in your first game in the playoffs. You faced one of the best pitchers in baseball, and you got stymied. You looked terrible. Your pitching was pretty damn good, other than a 2-run shot by Margot and a pass ball on basically a triple from Arizarena, leading to a pass ball. And some tough plays. You got some brain farts, and not enough clutch hits. And that's a young team right there. As I said in the preview, guys, the Jays have the youngest offense in baseball. So when you're facing a former Cy Young Award winner in Blake Snell, a guy who could obviously win it year in, year out, but with guys like Shane Bieber and Garrett Cole on the other side, it's kind of hard to do that. But it's not easy to do so, especially in playoff time when people ramp things up. And this team's got to learn. And that was a learning curve today. Now, the question is, are they going to be able to take that into Game 2 tomorrow? I have no clue. Now, the question I have is with the lefty or with the right-hander on the mound and Tyler Glasnow, and then even if you do get to Game 3, Charlie Morton, do you look to maybe put Rowdy Tellez's bat in the lineup? Get another lefty bat against a righty pitcher. But if that's the case, he might play first base, which I kind of doubt the way his knee is, and you don't really want to push him too much. So if you have Vladdy there, he'll DH. Well, that means no Alejandro Kirk. But if you want to put Kirk behind the dish, you won't, because Hyun Jin Ryu is on the mound and Jansen's basically his personal catcher. So Kirk will not bat tomorrow unless in a pinch hit situation. So lots of things going into tomorrow's ball game. Jays fans, this is not over. I hate when people get on this team already. Were they not good today? Yeah, they weren't great. They gave up some big knocks and they didn't get any hits. It sucks. But you win tomorrow with your ace on the mound. You basically just forced a Game 7. Right? And Taijuan Walker, who's been great as a Blue Jay, he'll be taking the ball then against Charlie Morton. If I'm not mistaken, the Blue Jays against Charlie Morton this year lit him up once. I can't remember exactly if I'm correct, but I think they did. So I understand people want to freak out about this, but if you looked at paper and this scenario, how would that have gone? Even if you put Ryu out there in today's ball game against Blake Snell. Blake Snell still matched pitch for pitch probably. And you might still have lost this game and put yourself in a huge hole. Now, if they lose tomorrow and the season's over, then this whole talk means absolutely nothing. But it's not there yet. Game 2 is tomorrow at 4 o'clock with your ace Hyun Jin Ryu on the mound. This offense needs to find a way to get to Tyler Glasnow early. You have to find a way to do that. Give Ryu the lead early, and he'll do his work. The question is, can the Blue Jays offense find a way to get to Tyler Glasnow? That is the question. That was the question coming into today's ball game, and the answer was no. They could not get to Blake Snell, and they lost the ball game. They find a way to get to Glasnow early. They might put themselves in a very good situation to win that ball game tomorrow. But we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out, guys. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out, but I think for Hyun Jin Ryu, we need him to be the ace that he was brought here to be. Plain and simple. $80 million, which nowadays, with all the contracts going around, $80 million ain't that bad, but he's being paid as our ace right now. So he's got to go out there tomorrow in Game 2 and give us that ace start. Because if not, the season's over. And if he does, the Jays win, forces Game 3. It's going to be exciting. It's an unfortunate loss. They had some big hits. Margot had an absolute rocket out of here. But in the end, you lost 3-1. They played good defense, as they always do. They got great pitching, as they always do. And they got a few clutch hits to win the ballgame. That's Tampa Bay Rays baseball. You find a way to get some hits tomorrow, get some runs early, put them in the hole. Who knows what can end up happening tomorrow? But in my eyes, you look at who scores first tomorrow, and that could be a huge, huge, huge thing going into tomorrow's game. But we're going to have to wait and see, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the way this game played out today, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. All right, would you not like from today's game? Any lineup changes you want for tomorrow? And what are your expectations for Game 2 tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. tip-off at Tropicana Field, all right? So, guys, comment down below, guys, everything. Hit that like button, subscribe button. Comment down below everything you want to talk about when it comes to this team. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram link is down in the description. So thank you for anybody who's watching the live to start the game. I'm debating doing it tomorrow, but maybe not. I might wait till a big situation and turn it on then. We'll have to wait and see maybe. But I'll leave it with that, guys, all right? Like I said, Instagram is down in the description below, so if you want to follow up there, please go do so. And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edition, in Game 2 of the 3-game series against Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow afternoon. 4:07 first pitch at Tropicana Field. Hyun Jin Ryu on the mound for the Blue Jays. Tyler Glasnow on the mound for the Rays in Game 2. The elimination game for the Toronto Blue Jays. You got to find a way to win that game and keep your season alive, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.